Hello. Um, Today I decided to do a kind of update vlog. I haven't done a vlog in like 2 weeks. So this one's kind of like a follow on from my last vlog, kind of getting to know me a bit more. So I obviously mentioned before that I had a skin disorder, which you may or may not have checked out. But basically, how long? About 4 years. I think that's just a rough guess. When I was in my 6th year of high school, um, we had to we had to write our own personal essays. Now, when we were first given that task, I kind of thought, I don't have anything that I can write about. Nothing's happened to me. Nothing exciting. And then I kind of thought, well, no, that's not true, because I wouldn't say have the privilege of having, but I'm one of the rare cases of being an EB child. Okay, so if you've checked that out, then you'll know what that kind of entails, but you you won't know the way I'm about to tell it. So I'm gonna do for you today might be a little bit different from usual vlogs and things like that, but I'm actually gonna read you the essay that I wrote. That might, to you, it might seem a bit silly, but it gives you a little bit more insight. It lets you know a little bit more about me and things I've had to go through, which, yeah, they're pretty bad, but you know what? Get used to it, and I'm actually a really happy person. So I'll just gonna jump right in there. I will just point out this made my mum cry. So, mum, if you're watching, sorry, please don't cry. Love you. Okay, so this is how I began. Birth. That must be hard. Sometime something I've never experienced, but it sounds tough. I've heard it's the most painful experience for any woman, but that moment when you meet your child for the first time after 9 months must be completely magical. Until you realise that there's something terribly wrong with your child. She's not the same as the rest have been. The doctors take her away and do tests on her. She's put in an incubator. You can't hold her, not like you have the others. That's probably what my mum felt when she had me. I was born with complications. My mum couldn't hold me and cuddle into me when I was born, at least not at first. I don't remember anything that happened to me. Naturally, I was far too young. But so the stories go. I was in an incubator for the first few weeks of my life, as the doctors came and went doing various different tests on me, having no idea why I was so ridiculously different in comparison to a normal child. I still have a scar on my arm from when they took a chunk of my skin to analyse it. That didn't even help. Yet I still have the scars. So here's my story. Sometimes it's amazing how lyrics can tell the story of your life so well. Wait to see. True emancipation is a fantasy. And that's how I feel. Life is hard. It is probably that way for everyone, but sometimes it feels harder for me. Like there's little added difficulties. I have an extremely rare skin disorder, dystrophic epidermolysis bullosa, or EB for short. I was born with it. Research is being done to see if a cure can be found to help these irregular genes. Sometimes I do hate being so different. Everyone goes through troubles in life, and that's a given. I don't have a bad life. I'm usually a fairly happy person. I have a great group of friends, an amazing family, but I still find it really hard to be happy sometimes. From the day I was born, the doctors knew something was wrong. I had test after test performed on me to figure out why I was so different. It wasn't until my mum came across an advertisement in a magazine for Johnny Kennedy, the boy whose skin fell off. And then we knew. Once the doctors realised it was no normal illness, I was sent to Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital, where more tests took place. Finally, we knew why I was a little out of the ordinary. I did find childhood hard. I got bullied, and even my friends turned against me. Have you ever just wanted to exist invisibly comfortable? That's how I felt. As Pink Floyd had said, I'd become comfortably numb. I use music to reference my life a lot. It does help. When I listen to music or even perform, I just feel so free, like nothing in the world can harm me. When I lived in England, life was a lot different from what it is now. I was only ever happy when I was reading or listening to music. Any other time I was hurt in some kind of way, either mentally or physically. My memory is filled with the pain school once caused me. I was around 7 years old, just sitting in the playground minding my own business, reading a book when someone, whom I had considered to be a friend, ran towards me and kicked me, just to see how my skin would react. I just remember the blood gushing from my knee, covering this beautiful blue and white summer dress in a fluorescent red. I'd never felt such pain inside or out, and I never considered the fact that I could even make the noise I did. I never had the chance to react rationally if anything ever happens to my skin. It's usually just this huge, over-exaggerated catastrophe. If you've ever bought a new pair of shoes, which has resulted in a small blister, you've suffered a slightest fraction of my everyday pain. I did miss out on a lot. Sometimes I still do. It's a good thing I've got such a good sense of humour, or I would probably be the most dreadful person to walk this wretched planet. Luckily for me, I've learned to live with the hurt and disappointment at a young age. Sometimes, although you're used to being hurt, it can twist you into a deep surge of depression, and I have been there. I went through a stage of depression when I was at an early age of just 7 years old. I found life so hard, I didn't want to have it anymore. At so young, I had decided that I wasn't supposed to be happy because every time that I was, my skin made me sad again. I felt like I had no friends. I didn't want to talk to my mum about it. She tried everything to make me happy, literally. But for weeks, I turned her away and stayed hidden in my room thinking about why life hated me so much. Why had I been chosen for such cruelty? It's only now that I realise it's because I'm strong enough to handle it. I'm strong enough to handle everything. I just need to believe in myself. Locking your troubles away, it doesn't help. Locking yourself away doesn't either. I turned to songwriting. I mean, they were never very good, but it did help. When my mum thought I was old enough, she let me watch the documentary about the boy whose skin fell off. His life and his pure existence, he became my inspiration. Because of him, I knew who I am. I'm an EB patient, a butterfly child, and he is my hero. Now that I'm a young adult, almost ready to spread my wings and prepare to fly, things can sometimes be completely the same as what they were when I was younger. People staring because they notice a strange change in my appearance that they don't have. I don't mind being asked what it is that I have, but as the saying goes, it is rude to stare. I still get hurt and emotional about my skin sometimes because I really want to push myself. I'm tired of being the one left behind. Why should I have to be on my own when everyone else is out doing everything? I don't know anyone else with EB. It's just me. I guess it would help if I did know someone because I'm older now and it'd be nice to just have that connection. And because I am older now, the doctors have started to remind me of the fact that if in the future I decide to have children, there's a huge percentage that they will be born with my irregular genes. Imagine at such a young age, already being put off wanting to create your own family. It isn't the best feeling in the world. Why would you want to take the risk of bringing a child into the world to experience the same pain that you've just been through? It just seems like cruelty. Decisions are hard, but most consequences are harder. Being an EB patient isn't the most fun. It certainly isn't how I choose to spend my time, though sometimes I don't have a choice. In the end, I am who I am, and I deal with that pretty well, I'd like to say. Most of what I've been through affects not just me, but my mum too, and she hates to see me so hurt. I always do try to put on a brave face, get back up, and try even harder, but harder than I did before. Growing up is an adventure. You just need to know whether to make it a good one or a bad one. Sometimes the decision lies in the hands of someone else, which is fair. I didn't have a choice to be born with my condition, but I was. My dad said that it is a good thing because it gave me the strength and determination in other things. Appearance doesn't matter. No matter what anyone says, I may look different and I may certainly act different most of the time, but I'm just the same as everyone else, with a little added difficulty. So how would you choose to live your life? In your skin or mine?